This Harvard University declared Ramayana as one of the most greatest love story. Don't ask who is your Ram. Ask what happens to other people because of you. Even just scrolling on Instagram is a strength, but without the purpose, it is merely a waste of time. Leadership is not the ownership. What Bharat has established is a leadership without any kind of ownership. What is a relationship? Your greatness does not diminish me. This is one of the deepest form of love. Smrita pitaruna tapam karunaya haranti nrinama bhangarutanatusham balaita shatair vidyutam Kalindagirinandani tatasurdruma lumbani madiyamatichumbani bhavatuka pikadambini Aho bhagyam gauramarkanuvartinam radharamana devotra yadguru gunamanjari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I feel extremely privileged to be here in this beautiful gathering of scholars and the seekers. When I got to know about this Holy Ram Katha at this Sanders Theatre, I was thinking the name of this theatre, I don't know the exact history, how it was Sanders, but since Bapu is here, so a real sender is here, who's going to send you from here to the lotus feet of Shri Ram. We have discussed about this topic of Ram and the science of relationship. Recently, just before coming here, I was in Banaras, and I thought, wow, Banaras to Boston, such an achievement. Definitely, Ramcharitmanas is manifested on the holy bank of Ganges, Mahadev ki bhumi par Banaras mein Ramayana pragat hui. Wahin se, wo bhi shiksha ka kendra hai, an educational, Vedic educational hub. And we are here in Boston, again an educational hub. But just the difference is, here we can learn about the materialistic external engineering, but a real engineering of your inner consciousness can easily be achieved on the holy bank of Banaras. We have a Harvard Divinity School here, and in that specific institution, there's one of a very profound professor, Annie Moniz, who had worked on the beautiful work of Ramayana. And she has declared in South Asian religious studies that academically, if we look Ramayana as one of the greatest epic and literature, it should be considered to be as one of the most ancient and the greatest love story. This Harvard University declared Ramayana as one of the most greatest love story. Ramayana is not just a fundamental stories about people who loved each other. In fact, it is a study of what happens to the human being when love, power, duty, identity, and truth collide. I would like to draw a first question for all of you, that what is a relationship? We normally define a relationship psychologically that I need you. You need me. We share affection. We share history, but Ramayana offers a deeper understanding. A relationship is not merely what I feel for you. In fact, what my existence makes possible or impossible in your life. This is what a beautiful definition which Goswami Tulsidas Ji has drawn to make our understanding more relevant. Parahit saras dharma nahi bhai, parapida sama nahi adhamai. There is no greater dharma than the welfare of another, no greater wrong then cause another suffering. So the first principle of a relationship is, it's an ethical responsibility even before an emotional attachment. Generally, we think about a relationship as an emotion. But Goswami Tulsidas Ji gives a beautiful narration here where it goes more than an emotion, that it is your ethical responsibility. Emotions are sometimes very shaky. You might feel someone now, may not tomorrow. In the morning you would say, I love you. In the evening you would say, now I leave you. When that word love would become leave, even we don't know. A physical attraction can only exist for 7 days. An intellectual attachment can exist for 7 years. An emotional attachment can exist for 70 years. But a soul attachment can exist for 7 births. That's why we take a vow when we get married, that 7 janam tak saath rahenge. First, most impactful relationship of Ramayana is Ram and Bharat. And I would like to draw a question. Can love survive the presence of power? This is not merely a story about 2 brothers. It is the question about power and identity. Ram is supposed to become a king. Bharat unexpectedly receives the kingdom, and human history explains and tells us the situation very clearly in many incidents. How William Shakespeare explains the beautiful poetry from Stratford-upon-Avon only in England, the Julius Caesar. The other person's elevation becomes the threat to my identity. This is what a modern thought of a partnership. One of a very unique kingdom. One had to get it, but accidentally somehow a younger brother are receiving it. But how Goswami Tulsidas Ji explains, Bharatahi hohi naraj madhu, vidihari har padupai, kabahu ki kaj si karani kshir sindhu binasai. Even the virginity cannot intoxicate Bharata, because Bharat identity is not built upon comparisons. We always grow in our life with different comparisons. Who is better? Who spoke better? Who looked better? Who has better facilities? And that comparisons always create distinctions. And sometimes we feel like, oh, usko jeet liya, aaj main safal ho gaya. आप क्यों रो रहे हैं? बोले क्योंकि आप हंस रहे हैं. बोले आप कब हंसेंगे? बोले आप थोड़ा रोना शुरू कीजिए, अपने आप हंसी आ जाएगी. Your greatness does not diminish me. This is one of the deepest form of love. That's why even in the Harvard Business Studies, the concept of political leadership, university leadership, family enterprises, wealth and institutional power, all kind of academics exist here. But here, the highest love is not possession of the beloved. In fact, it is the protection of beloved's rightful place. Leadership is not the ownership. What Bharat has established is a leadership without any kind of ownership. The second point was a beautiful relationship between Ramji and Hanuman Ji. Power and purpose, these are 2 different things. There's unlimited power Hanuman Ji has. And once that power has reached to that extent that even he swallow his own guru, Suryadev. Jug sahastra jo jana parabhanu lilyo tahi madhur phala janu. That enormous strength, but that didn't have any kind of purpose. This is what happens with all of us now. Enormous strength, but there's no purpose. If you just talk to a young guy now, he knows how to handle the technology, he knows how to do different deals and things. Everything is there, but there's no purpose. Why he's doing this? Even just scrolling on Instagram is a strength, but without the purpose, it is merely a waste of time. Even that scrolling. Profound leadership when Ram gave him a purpose. And he remembered that purpose. Prabhu mudrika meli mukh mahi jaladi landh gaye achara janai. There are people who have enormous strength, but they don't have purpose. There are people who have purpose, but they don't have power. But the third one, and one of the greatest examples is sitting in front of me, who has the power and the purpose. Ramji and Sita Ji. You need to judge yourself. Still, the love remains when all the positive circumstances disappear. Exile, separation, social expectation, kingship, public morality, personal suffering, and the last but not least, dharma. They had to give examination from all these 7 steps. Still, Jai Shri Ram. Lakshman and Ram is a love. Love is a feeling or a discipline. For Lakshman, it is not just merely a feeling, it is a discipline of your life. How he disciplined himself. निषाद के पास बैठे थोड़ी सी आंख चौंकती है. क्या हुआ? कोई शत्रु आया क्या? निषाद खड़े हो गए. कोई शत्रु आया? कहीं बाहर से आया? बोले नहीं, मेरे भीतर से आया. बोले क्या शत्रु आया? बोले अभी अभी नींद ने मेरे नेत्रों को छुआ था. जब तक मैं रघुनाथ की सेवा में हूं तब तक सोऊंगा नहीं. सो जाना और असावधान हो जाना, ये दोनों बहुत आसपास की चीजें हैं. कई लोग कथा में आंखें खुले हुए भी सोए होते हैं जब असावधान हो जाते हैं, और आंखें बंद में भी जगे होते हैं जब विषय के साथ असावधान नहीं होते. Shabari, celebrated, educated, powerful, connected and invited. These are some measures which we always see when we look into the relationship. Ramji has gone beyond everything and gave her one of the highest respect. Kah Raghupati sunu bhamini bata manahu ek bhagati karanata. This is a relationship of devotion. Vibhishana, one of the biggest things that you need to choose relation or the rightness. There are few comparisons which we had to do through the science of relationship under the whole literature and philosophy of Ramayana, which Goswami Tulsidas Ji has given to us. Now, the last thing is, don't ask who is your Ram. Ask what happens to other people because of you. We know what happens to all of us when Bapu speaks. More truthful, more peaceful, more themselves. Who is your Sita? Who is your Bharat? Who is your Lakshman? Who is your Hanuman? From positions to stewardship, from dependence to service, from agreement to truth, from status to recognition, from achievement to purpose. All these are our achievements. I offer my most humble gratitudes, thousands and thousands of gratitudes unto the lotus feet of Pujya Bapu and all of you gathered here, my exalted, elevated sadhus, enlightened souls gathered here from Vrindavan. Thank you very much. Thank you.